Velma is now the worst rated animated cartoon show in IMDb history. It's so bad that they thought they were just owning the conservatives with this, but not even woke people like it. Nobody likes it. This has been a colossal failure. But to top it all off and to add insult to injury, even a Daphne voice actress threw some shade in there, and it was glorious. Let's dive into the video so I can show you what I am talking about. So right here is the tweet. It just shows this screenshot here from Unilad saying Velma becomes worst rated animated TV series in IMDb history. And then right here we have Gray Delisle, which I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. She is a voice actress. She did the voice of Daphne in the early 2000s version of Scooby-Doo stuff. And even here she goes, Jeepers. The shade. And look at this. It has yeah, people liked that. That was hilarious. And I love this because when someone replies here and says, every time they don't have you back as Daphne, that edition of Scooby-Doo is a disaster. Wonder why? And then she replies with hearts and painting her nails. She's just being so sassy. I love it. I'm sure the creators of Velma, everybody responsible for this, the way she's acting right now is everything they freaking hate, which is funny because, I mean, like, she's even got pronouns in her bio, so she's probably pretty heckin' woke. And that just shows how terrible this show actually is, to where people with pronouns in their bio are throwing shade at it. It's hilarious. It's just, sometimes it's fun to watch the world burn, right? The clown world, that is. Now, I wanted to share some more about this. Disparu, he's awesome. As always, I do recommend y'all checking out his YouTube channel and his Twitter as well. So anyway, he says, screen rant about Velma. Ha ha ha. Take that, racist. That's where they said Velma premiere directly responds to the show's racist backlash, because that's why people didn't like it, because racist. Of course, that is always their go-to. And it says the pilot episode of HBO Max's M-rated Scooby-Doo spinoff Velma delivers the perfect response to the racist critics of its colorblind casting. Okay, and then after that, 5 days later, why does this show suck? HBO's Velma was a missed opportunity, but it didn't have to be, they say. The biggest mystery behind Velma is why the Scooby-Doo spinoff didn't live up to its potential as an adult-oriented horror comedy series. I don't know. Maybe part of what has to do with that is it's just a creepy, disgusting Rule 34 fanfic from Mindy, a 40-something-year-old woman who is shipping herself with teenagers. Maybe that has to do something with it. Maybe the fact that teenagers are constantly naked in this show. I mean, not to mention all the other stuff, but that is the more egregious thing, is the sexualization of teenagers, which is just astounding at the capacity that they've done that with this show. And dude, I know anime gets backlash for stuff like this, but it's not like that. I mean, I guess it depends on the anime, but the ones I'm watching are not like that. This is just creepy and disgusting, and the fact that the main character is a self-insert makes it all the worse. And again, I'm not gonna say anime is never messes up on this, because anime can be, and I know I might get some backlash for this, but sometimes anime can be creepy and gross too. It really depends on the anime. But that's a whole other topic. overall, I think anime does entertainment, especially animated entertainment, leaps and bounds a million times better than anything, almost anything that we get here in the West in this present time. All right, so let's continue more. We have Steph right here, my nerdy home. I freaking love her. She's awesome. Definitely check her out as well. She says, white man bad again. Because, of course, that's what they're doing with this. That's one of their whole shticks. Well, it's either shipping this self-insert whole grown woman with teenagers, or it's just hating on white man.
Why would Fred kill Brenda just because she photographed him in the bathroom?
Why wouldn't he? If I were a rich white dude, I'd kill everybody just to get away with it.
So first, I mean, the premise of this is that he was improperly framed. She didn't even care. She just thought it was hilarious. And she's like, oh, well, happened to a white guy for once. Yeah. And then Disparu again in the comments here with just another banger. He says, funny thing is this says more about Velma. The only reason she's not a serial killer is because she knows she wouldn't get away with it. For normal people, it's morals. Exactly. And that's the thing is a lot of these writers, a lot of these woke people in general are so devoid of morals that they just can't relate. And it's funny because they want to virtue signal the loudest and act like they are so righteous. And that is why they're virtue signaling so much, because they are so devoid of morals. Look at all the stuff that they promote, like doing crimes and stealing, thievery, this, that, and the other. It's just astounding the lack of morals that they have as a whole, and what the whole ideology preaches. And here's another one. MJ Tanner twins, also amazing. Stuff like this is probably why they included a Me Too joke in Velma. Mendy has been accused of sexual harassment on different occasions. Again, those who virtue signal the loudest always have the most to hide. But here we have in Velma, because of course they have some sort of Me Too reference there. And here we have Mindy Calling, talking about how she non-consensually kissed a co-star and threatened to fire people if they told anyone.
Real gentleman. He came on the show and we had to do this flashback sequence where we were in bed together in college. Mm-hmm. And we're just supposed to be having a conversation, but like he's so tall and he's so handsome that in the middle of it, he was just supposed to be like, what do you think, Mindy? And I was like, and I looked around and I improvised just kissing him in the scene, which was not in the script.
It's not that, see, you just went for it. You just started kissing that guy, that picture, yeah.
He was just looming. He was looming above me.
Yeah.
White guy too. Notice how she keeps hating on white guys, but then the pattern with her, and here in this case with the white dude that she forced herself on. And then it just seems like her character from The Office is perhaps a bit too accurate. Maybe it's her acting as herself, pining for the attention of Ryan and never getting it. This is one reason why I do think there are so many digs at white guys in this, because I guess she is taking things out on white guys. The fact that she couldn't get the guys that she wanted. Apparently she likes white guys and she's attracted to white guys. And apparently the ones that she is attracted to are not attracted to her, which, before anyone goes racist, not because of her race, but probably because she's, I don't know, an insufferable person.
I was not listening to him at all, because who cares what he was saying? And
see? See? Oh, who cares what he's saying? I don't care what he was saying.
Like, And then he reacted like that, and I pretended it didn't happen. And then I walked backstage where we have two writer-producers, Ike Barinholtz and David Zassin, and they were like, hey man, what are you doing? You could be sued for that. And I got very scared, and then I said, tell anyone and you're fired. A real gentleman.
Huh. I don't even have anything to say to that. I don't even have to explain why that's wrong. Imagine if the tables were turned. Imagine if he did that to her. Imagine the backlash. And this goes, mostly, all things considered, not really talked about a whole lot. Like here it's gone a bit viral here, but how old is this interview and why has this not been discussed before? Why wasn't she canceled just like the white dude would have been? And then here they said, yikes, Mr. Terrific Pants. I'm not sure who this is. Says there was an episode of her old sitcom, I believe it was The Mindy Project, but it might have been a different show. The point is, it's a show in which she was the star, producer, etc., in which James Franco, who also has had, they've attempted to cancel him in the past for stuff, but that's a whole other topic. I'm pretty sure, but I get him mixed up with some other actors, guest stars as a really good looking guy that everyone lusts after. In one scene, he gets really drunk. A female character, can't remember who, only that she wasn't Mindy, encounters him in his drunken stupor in the hallway of her apartment building, looks up and down the hall, grabs him by the lapel, drags him into her apartment, and shuts the door. We're supposed to conclude that she's decided to take advantage of the good-looking drunk guy and have relations with him. Haha. That's known as date grape. And if the genders were reversed, it wouldn't have been funny at all. When it happened, I tweeted at Colling to point this out, and her response was to block me. She clearly thinks that assault, unconsensual assault, can be made into a joke when it's woman on man. The hypocrisy is real. And then right here, I found this write-up about the episode, but that site has pop-ups galore, so I'll just cut and paste the relevant language. So in an effort to win back her office and nickname the original Dr. L, Mindy Kaling challenges the new Dr. L, Franco, to a shots off. Mindy knows Dr. L is a lightweight and that she can beat him, thus securing her place at the office. After peer pressuring him into the game and beating him, Mindy feels guilty and helps the incoherently drunk Dr. L back to his apartment. She kisses him, but that is apparently irrelevant right now. She leaves Dr. L at the front door, and that's when things get interesting. Danny's ex, Christina, shows up a little while later to drop off some stuff for Danny. Since she still has a key to the apartment, she helps the still drunk Dr. L into the apartment. As she's helping him in, he apologizes for Danny ruining her life. The next morning, it's made very clear that the two had relations. When it all comes out at the office, Dr. L confesses that if he hadn't been so drunk, he never would have done it. Sounds like grape to me. And that, dear readers, is where some fans are taking offense. If Dr. L was that drunk, was he really in a right mind to consent to relations? Some viewers think that he wasn't, which means that Dr. L was graped, and many viewers are unhappy about how the situation was handled. Again, like I said, this feels like what Mindy has done with Velma is just a lot of her bitterness and a lot of her, or even her other shows in general. It's like, just like with She-Hulk, how Critical Drinker says the writers, it's like a therapy session of them just getting all of their frustrations out and using the show as a therapy session, right? Venting out their frustrations, things they don't like. That is exactly what Mindy seems to be doing with her shows. And in this case, she's taking out her frustrations with white men. This reads very much like she is attracted to white men. She likes white men. And the ones that she has been attracted to have not liked her back. And the affections have not been reciprocated. So because of that, she wants to take out everything on them and do all this stuff to them in the show. And in the Velma cartoon, Fred is the one who they're beating up on and they're emasculating and they are treating awful. And what's so ironic about this situation is that people who have watched the show say that even though they have tried their darndest to paint Fred in such a bad light, he actually is the most likable character of all of their characters. Probably because, my goodness, the other ones are, they made Shaggy into a simp. Velma is just evil, and honestly, so is Daphne, from what I've seen. I believe she's a cheater and all that. So it's like, good job there. You made the character that you're trying to beat up on and the one you're trying to ruin the reputation of, you made him the most likable one. Not only that, but it's just constant in the show. The dialogue is just hating on white people. Oh, white people this, white people that. Ew, white people. It sounds like Mindy has some issue with white people and she's taking it all out on them. I don't know if it's because of the men that she's into or whatever it may be. It looks to me, though, like she does have a pretty insufferable personality, and I hate to say it because I loved her on The Office, but I didn't realize she was actually playing herself. I thought she was just doing a brilliant job at playing this character, but no, she was playing herself. But yeah, this is, maybe that's why people don't like you, girl, because I don't see why, like, imagine if she had a better personality because she's a pretty woman. There's no reason why, you know, if she likes white guys, she could get a white guy. She's pretty. Why couldn't she get a white guy? Maybe your personality's terrible. I don't think you could get any guy with this personality regardless of race, but it just seems like that's who she's attracted to, and that's why I mentioned white guy. But get who you want. But you gotta be a pleasant person to be around if you want to get the type of guy you want. Whatever that may look like. Whatever he looks like, whatever he acts like, whatever this, that, or the other. If you want to land a guy that you're attracted to and that you like, maybe be a pleasant person. So anyway, this show has just been a major failure for everybody all around because of that. And it's just like, this is just so telling. It's right there in the open for her, but this is rampant in Hollywood in general. This is rampant even in the gaming industry. This is rampant in virtue signalers all across Twitter. They're hiding stuff. That's why they do it. That's why they virtue signal. That's why they're constantly trying to beat up on other people, or like, oh, hate on white man. Hate on people just for their skin color. Hate on people just for their gender. In this case, it's white man. That's the safe one to hate on. And it's like, they're hiding something. That's why whenever I see people virtue signal like mad crazy, I'm like, uh-oh, what's going on there? Like I said, I've seen it so many times. I've seen it in the gaming industry. I've seen the biggest virtue signalers in the gaming industry, especially on the male feminist side. I know have accusations of SA and worse, or like full-on rape accusations that I've heard. Again, you never know what's true or what's not unless you've seen sufficient evidence. But regardless, all I know is the ones who are virtue signaling the loudest have the accusations against them. So, not that I'm saying we should always believe everything, but still just saying. So yeah, that's that. Thank you guys so much for watching. This video is a lot of a heavier topic because of some of those underlying tones that we had there. And so I'm used to just goofing around and dunking on stuff. But this one was a lot more of a jeepers video indeed. But thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. I will catch you guys next time. In the meantime, go boom.